Okay, what I've got here is a 10-foot long, I think 1.5 inch, just a fence, a metal fence post, and then I've got PVC that slides. The metal slides into 10-foot length as well, and I drilled a hole for an eyelet right here. And I'll put the rope in that. And I made 2 of those. And then I've got a 10-foot long piece of Schedule 40. Doesn't really matter, but this stuff doesn't really break as easy. So just an electrical conduit, and that'll be the crossbar. So these 2 are the standards, and that'll be the crossbar. Then I've got 4 contractor stakes, about 2 feet long, 4 of those. The other thing that I have are 2 just clamps that'll be able to fit around this, and that'll be what holds it in place so you can make it higher. I'll show all that later. So what I do is I set up my crossbar. That's 10 feet, so I know the width that I'm going to put my standards. I get my contractor spikes, and I do 2 of them together. So I'll set 2 right together. Okay, so I nail both of the contractor spikes in together, right next to each other, and I leave a couple inches inside of the 10-foot piece to set this up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide those standards after I tie the ropes onto them, onto those. And the other thing I get is just a cheap cord, like a rope. This, I mean, you could use paracord, but this is a cheaper thing. You get it at Home Depot for like $5 for 75 feet. Okay, then I string the cordage through the eyelet, and then I'm going to tie one end around this. Now you can put eyelets on your crossbar if you want, but I don't. This is also the same piece of pipe that I use for a hammer. And you can just lash it on here, which I'll show in a second. All right, the only thing that can kind of get tricky is you want the top part, the top rope, to be the one that you tie to it. So I'm going to lash that right now. Around the pipe 4 or 5 times, however many, it doesn't really matter. And then you kind of cross it. So what I'm doing right here is I'm coming across it a couple times. And then to finish it, leave a little loop, come through, tighten it, and I do that twice. And that's usually good enough. It doesn't have to be super tight or anything like that. And then you're done with that side. Once you have both sides lashed, then you can just stand each of these up. So just stand it up, and you gotta get down to get the metal part, otherwise the metal slides out. You just put that on top of your contractor spikes, like that. And you go do that on the other side. Now you want to make sure that your string is still in there. I'm gonna do that over here. So, as you can see, I can do this one-handed. Okay, there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lash this to the pole here. I'll show that in a minute. Okay, so you probably don't need very long a string, because what I want to do is I want to lash this thing so that the crossbar is all the way to the top, which is about 10 feet. Now you can bring it down to 8 or 9, but for most of the weight over bar, you know, starting out, you're probably not going to need it much lower than that. And then we'll go from there. I need a little bit more, so I'll just go up higher with it. So once I've kind of come across, then I go around and I just lash it, and essentially I just do another hitch and go around it again, just to keep it taut. And why I do that with this kind of knot is you can slide this knot up and down to make the pole higher, or the crossbar higher if you want to, just for final adjustments. Okay, once I've lashed both sides, then what I do is I just slide this down. So this goes all the way up. And I do that on both sides. And I usually will take it all the way to the top, so it's almost 10 feet. Like that. This one can go a little higher just to be uniform. Right up to the eyelet there, really. Okay, that's that. And then another addition I made is, what I've done is every foot I've drawn, or I've painted a line. So as this thing slides up, the crossbar goes up a foot at a time. So really this is just under 10 feet when both of the things are at the very top. And then if I were to slide it up, it'd be 11. I'm gonna go get my clamps. Okay, so one thing to note, I didn't have my contractor spikes very straight. So you can see one of the sides is kind of leaning, which is okay. It's actually pretty durable. I've had a sheaf bag get stuck on the top, and I've had the weight over bar hit that thing, and it's fine. But anyway, if you can get them straighter, then it just makes it easier. So here's a clamp. What I'm gonna do is set it to my white mark, put the clamp around it like this, and then that's about 11 feet. I do that at both sides. My mark's on this side over here. There we go. Now that's 11 feet. Now I can keep moving it up further and further as high as I can reach. I can get about, 17, 18 feet about out of it. Okay, so this is about as high as I can get it because I'm not 10 feet tall. So that's about 17 feet. And I know that because I counted my marks here that are my 1 foot marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then that's at 17. So 17 plus the 10 foot is about 17 feet. That's about how high I can get it. I'm working on a different design to see if we can get it any higher than that, but this at least gives you something to work off of, especially for weight over bar. And this is all without any kind of wires holding it up. So it's super easy to, take anywhere, take it down, put it up. It takes about, 10 minutes is all.